Have you ever tried to tickle yourself just for fun? Maybe you lightly ran your fingers across your ribs, your belly, or even under your feet. And nothing! No laughter. No squirming. No reflex to pull away. It's like your body is saying, nice try, but I'm not falling for it. But when someone else tickles you, bam, you're instantly twisting, laughing, maybe even begging them to stop. So what gives? Why can others tickle us so easily, but we can't do it to ourselves? Well, believe it or not, the answer lies deep inside your brain. Let's break it down. Your brain knows what's coming. Tickling works because it's unexpected. It hijacks your body's natural reflexes. It catches you off guard, tricking your brain into thinking something strange or even dangerous is happening. It's why your first instinct is to jerk away or laugh. But when you try to tickle yourself, your brain sees right through it. It already knows what's coming. Here's how that works. Inside your skull is a small but mighty part of your brain called the cerebellum. One of its many jobs is to predict your own movements. When you reach out to tickle yourself, the cerebellum sends a copy of that command to the sensory part of your brain. This copy tells your body, hey, don't worry, this sensation? It's just me. Because the brain already predicted the outcome, it dulls your response. The result? No tickle. No surprise. No reaction. The element of surprise, think of it this way. Tickling only works when it surprises you. When someone else tickles you, maybe suddenly jabs your sides or runs their fingers across your neck, your body goes into a sort of mini panic. It's a playful kind of panic, but still a reflex. Your skin sends a quick signal to your brain saying, intruder alert. That signal gets processed fast. Your body doesn't wait to figure out if it's dangerous or not. It just reacts. You laugh, you flinch, you squirm. But when you try to tickle yourself, there's no surprise, no alarm. Your brain says all clear. Scientists put it to the test. Back in 2000, researchers at University College London ran a fascinating experiment. They built a robot that could simulate a tickling motion with precise control. Participants tried to tickle themselves using a device that moved the robot arm. Then the robot tickled them on its own, without their control. The results? When participants controlled the motion, they felt barely any tickle. But when the robot acted on its own, even with the same motion and speed, they laughed. They squirmed. They felt that classic ticklish sensation. This experiment proved it wasn't the touch itself, but the lack of prediction that made it ticklish. When your brain can't forecast what's about to happen, the body responds much more intensely. Why are we even ticklish? Let's take a step back. Why are humans ticklish in the first place? One theory says it's evolutionary. Ticklish spots like your neck, armpits, and stomach are vulnerable areas. Being ticklish there could have helped ancient humans detect threats, like bugs crawling or predators sneaking up. A quick flinch might have meant the difference between survival and getting bitten. Another theory? Social bonding. From a young age, babies laugh when parents tickle them. It's a non-verbal game. A way of building trust, forming attachments, and encouraging interaction. So ticklishness may be part defense mechanism, part bonding tool. Either way, it only works when it's coming from the outside. Your brain, the master filter. You might be wondering, okay, but if my brain can turn off reactions like this, where else does it do that? Actually, all the time. Take breathing, for example. Most of the day, you breathe automatically in, out, without thinking. But right now that I've mentioned it, you're suddenly aware of your breath. You're probably controlling it now, even if just a little. Your brain is constantly filtering out expected sensations, like the feeling of your clothes, the pressure of your seat, even the sound of your own footsteps. It prioritizes the unexpected, the unfamiliar, and the possibly dangerous. So when you touch yourself, even with the intent to tickle, your brain's reaction is, not seen it, not a threat. What happens when this filter breaks? In some rare neurological disorders, people can lose this ability to predict their own movements. Suddenly, even their own touches feel foreign, confusing, or even frightening. It shows how essential this system is. Your brain is like a doorperson at a club, deciding who gets in and who gets ignored. Self-generated touch? Denied entry. Unpredictable outside force? VIP pass. This filtering is what protects us, focuses us, and yes, stops us from tickling ourselves silly. Could you ever trick your brain? Here's a fun thought. Could you hack your own brain and make yourself feel ticklish? Some experiments have tried adding delays between your action and the touch. For example, if you use a machine that touches you back after you move, but with a small delay, the brain starts to perceive it as external. And that's when some people report a ticklish sensation. So theoretically, yes. If you confuse your brain just enough, it might lose track of what's you and what's not you. But it's tricky and not exactly practical for your average tickle war. So can you tickle yourself? The short answer, no. The long answer, only if you fool your brain. Tickling relies on surprise. It relies on the unknown. And when the touch comes from you, your brain sees it coming from a mile away. What you feel isn't about where the hand is. It's about where the mind is. Your brain has evolved to mute expected input, to focus on what's new and potentially important. And in doing so, it robbed you of the ability to tickle yourself, but gave you the power to anticipate the world before it even touches you. And that might be a pretty good trade-off.